What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Way of Fishing. I'm in the driveway with the new truck. Reggie's here to help me because my back's still a little tweaked, but I'm gonna get right to it. In this video, I don't want to say we got a cheap truck rack from Amazon or eBay, but that's what the video title is gonna be. So when I was looking for a rack for the truck, I was gonna make another one. And Keith was like, you got a 2021 truck. And he stopped, and I was like, I get what he's saying. So we're not gonna make one, but we're not gonna spend $2,000 on a rack either. So I think I paid $399, $389. There was a little eBay sale, 10% off, whatever. But this is a made in China, not a real name brand rack. And we're gonna put it on the back of my Tacoma so that I can carry my kayaks around again, okay? So just gonna film putting it together. Don't know what we're doing, haven't opened it. I'm gonna show you guys the box. It comes in a cardboard box with yellow straps and tape, and it is heavy. It's heavy. Hello, Kenai.
Hello,
Yes, I am. It's very heavy. When when it arrived, they brought it up on a dolly, and I just propped it up outside of the house. But I mean, it rocked the whole suspension, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so it is heavy. I don't know what it weighs, but it's got weight to it.
I was looking on the side to see if it said anything, but
Yeah, I looked too.
it just says fragile.
Yeah. So we're just going to get into it. Now that I've learned to sharpen knives, Kimberly won't let me sharpen everything in the kitchen. She told me to leave one knife dull. She's afraid of my knives now.
So now
So you get to see
I
how
use
well
his
this is
stuff.
packaged. Grab my camera out the way for me. We're still not into the box yet.
Here's to the 10 hours later.
Inside's typically what you expect. A little bit of foam, some styrofoam blocks. And just to give you all a quick peek at what it looks like, there's nothing I could have built that would have looked this nice. Let's just be honest. Even for $400, this is far beyond anything I was going to design at the house. I'll link this below, but it is crinkle powder coated. Probably 3/16 gauge steel, but there's the leg. I mean, that looks a lot. This looks a lot better than it did on the photos on the internet. Yeah, I'm not going to be upset with that at all.
Yeah.
So instead of filming the full
Definitely
assembly, it is. It's way, now it does have the raised feet. This does have the raised feet so that I can leave my tonneau cover on the truck, and this should come around it and then go up and clear the top of the truck to mount the kayaks. I will be using Malone wings to mount the kayaks, but the bases on this are a little bit more than 1/8 inch thick. That's a little bit thicker than 1/8 inch. Good welds. They're very clean welds. I'll get some close-ups of those. Yeah, I mean, it's a clean product. There's a little bit of splatter inside of here, but I mean, that's kind of to be expected, I would guess, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so I'm not gonna film the full assembly. We'll film some of it, but I'm just gonna focus and get this done. So we've taken several parts out of the box, but just to show you what kind of assembly you have waiting for you. Oh, they actually sent these. These are in the image. They're like these American flags made out of metal. Don't know if I'm gonna use that. But this is the kind of assembly that you're looking for. So got all these arms, all these parts up here, and this, like, you're going to be putting a lot of bolts together. I have no idea how many bolts are in this box, but that's 5 pounds of hardware. What you think?
I would say at least.
That's
60.
yeah, it's at least 5-6 pounds of bolts in this box. World's greatest instructions. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest IKEA set ever. Oh my God.
It's every bit.
Good
5 pounds.
gracious. Look at how many bolts that is. Yeah, every bit, dog. Every bit.
Yeah. Get back on.
So we're trying to figure out why the box was still so heavy. Looks like they gave us a full Allen wrench. I was gonna have to go get tools
Oh no, it's brackets.
for,
It looked like in the gaps.
yeah, it did look like a wrench set. Oh, that must be to do the joints or something. I guess we'll have to
Yeah.
read instructions. Oh no. We don't read instructions here. is the house that ADHD built.
Squirrel.
Okay, welcome back. It is a different day. The rack is assembled behind me on the truck. I'm gonna give you some B-roll shots and show the rack installed. Couple things. One, they did not send me enough bolts. I skipped the middle bolt on all of the crossbars. So there's 3 crossbars. I skipped the middle bolt on each side, which effectively is 12 bolts. Skipped all of those. I skipped a couple on the side plate, which I'll show. And one of my panels, my Molly panels, isn't installed at all. I had a ton of washers, no bolts, no nuts. I messaged the buyer. Again, this is Long Sun Motor. They sell on eBay, they sell on the website, they sell on Amazon. I purchased through eBay. I messaged them, they responded within 20 minutes, asked me to look at the diagram and tell them which bolts packages I needed. And I'm assuming that they're on the way to me. So even though I didn't get all the fasteners with this, I would say that the seller was very, very responsive. I'm not upset with how they handled it. They responded pretty quickly. After putting it together, the finish held up through the assembly. Nothing came apart, nothing chipped off in big chunks and flakes. It is very clean, but I do need to point out, I bought this with this standoff area here to fit around my tonneau cover. The tonneau cover that I had does not work with this. This will work with tonneau covers, just not mine. I had one of, well, you can see it, I took it off. I'm in the process of selling this on Facebook Marketplace. One of the problems that I had with this is it was tapered. So from the front of the truck to the back of the truck, it did this, right? So up front where the tonneau cover went underneath here, up front it just wouldn't fit. It was so wide that the brackets just would not fit. In the back it fit fine. With that style of tonneau cover also, it was barely, like these bolts are so long, it was kissing it. It was just right, so I was gonna have to cut them. I'll probably end up cutting them anyway. Once I took the tonneau cover off and had no mount brackets interfering down here in the accessory rail, everything worked perfectly, everything bolted together. This is very sturdy. I could probably stand up here with my son and I wouldn't be worried about it at all. It's very solid. Nothing was tweaked, nothing was out of place. You know, like here where they welded, they didn't overheat the welds. The plate is flush with the other plate. Everything matches up. There were no, you know, a lot of times when you get stuff that's welded that's cheap, it'll move. You know, you like the weld, it'll pull it out of place and it's not flat, it's not decked. None of that, 0 of that. If I had any complaint, it's here. The fitment here is a little off. This crossbar is a little bit too wide for this, and now we're splitting hairs because we're talking a 1/16 of an inch. I was able to bolt it and it's fine, but when you put the pieces together, there's just a little bit of play this way. Is that worth complaining about? I paid $400. If I paid $1,500, I might complain about that. If I paid $2,000, you know, I would complain. This doesn't fit together perfectly. You got perfect money, perfect price. This is a budget price. It's an affordable price. Do I feel that this is worth the money I spent? Yes. All the fellas think it looks sweet, and I'm getting ready to put my Malone wings, kayak wings on top. But all in all, I'm not unhappy. I will tell you, this truck had a tonneau cover on it, and I do have a mild lift on it. Not super big tires, but I've got a 2 or 3 inch lift on the truck. I was getting, according to the truck, 15.8 miles a gallon. That is not the case. Now that I put this on the truck, it was a significant decrease. The truck now averages about 14.8, 14.9. So I lost about 0.9 miles per gallon just by putting this on the truck. I haven't put a kayak up here yet, nothing. I think the combination of putting this on the truck, and it does stick out above the cab of the truck because I need to clear the kayaks to clear, but then also taking the tonneau cover off, all of that just changed it drastically. So you will have a significant reduction in gas mileage. It's my cheap Amazon, eBay truck rack. Could you put a 10 on it? You could put a 10 on it. There's lots of places to bolt things to it. I did not put the American flags on here. I thought it was kind of silly. I know they had good intentions, it's just not style-wise. Instead, we're gonna mount a rifle case to the side of the truck and ruin the gas mileage even more. But thanks for watching my video. I hope this helps. If you go get this, I think you'll be happy too. All right, see you in the next video. This is how I'm using my rack right now. Did have the Malone wings on it. 2 kayaks, Malone wings. This paint's a little slippery, so depending on what you're gonna mount up here, I did have to add some foam to try to keep these from moving because they wanted to slide. This is slick, but I put a few 100 miles on it this way, and I have not had any issues. This is how the final, almost the final form of my rack ended up. Not quite, still got a few things to put on it. I'll do a separate video on this rifle case and how I'm utilizing it, but just to show you guys that's what we look like. So far, I have no complaints about the rack. Would I recommend it? I would. Especially if your use case is similar to mine. Yeah.